I took the cats to the vet this morning. And turns out they are both absolutely so perfect. The only thing was that I was just wondering, Gilgamesh is kind of big and really loves to eat, like, he really loves it. And the lady was like, well, he's only 7 months and he's supposed to grow until he's a year old. She's like, but you probably don't want to be feeding him any more than you already do. And I think she basically said, like, he's still going to grow, but that he should not be any fatter. As, like, don't let him get fatter. His body can grow proportionately larger, but that he should not get fatter, and that he's at the weight that is probably where he should stop. And I don't spoil him either. He eats the amount of food that he's supposed to eat during the day, and then he does get dreamies, or treats. But they both have 70 grams of cat food a day, which is how much they're supposed to have. And the only thing is that Gilgamesh does eat faster than Brian and then tries to take Brian's food. But Brian, I now separate them when they eat. What weight is he now? Ooh. He was he was wiggling around. And she didn't announce it to me, but he was 3 or something, I think. How many? And that's kilograms. 5.3 kilogram to pounds, which is 11.6 pounds. His greed sickens me. And then Brian, I think, was probably like a kilogram less than him. And she's like, Brian is a good weight. And I was like... And I told her Gilgamesh was the runt of the litter. He's not the runt anymore. He's huge. He's massive. It's the floof. Sandown been around 5 kilograms most of his life. He's still got, what, 5 more months to grow or something like that? I asked about because, he keeps making, well, not keeps, but, like, every couple of weeks or so, he does, like, the hairball noise. Like, the one that goes, and then it's also, like, you're welcome for that. But he never has an actual hairball. So I was like, is that okay? Because sometimes I guess that can be asthma. And she was like, she listened to his lungs and his tummy and his heart and all of that. She's like, everything sounds good. No heart murmurs or anything like that. Oh yeah, wheatgrass. I think I need to do that too. They had some, and they went crazy over it. And then I asked her, I was like, why aren't they good? I don't think they're good at cleaning their butts. And she's like, oh, do you mean, like, stuff is sticking to them? Or, like, they're not getting it out all the way? And I was like, well, they're just kind of crusty. And when she took their temperature, she was like, they look pretty clean. She's like, it's kind of about as clean as they usually get. And I was like, what the fuck? Because they don't stink or anything, but I guess it's just... Maybe my perception of what a butthole is supposed to look like has been ruined by pornography. Which I don't see any butts like theirs. And maybe that's my problem, is I've not been exposed to a regular cat's butthole. And so I thought they were crusty. turns out they're just, that's just how it be. Berkiel, thank you for the tier 3 and the 44 months. But she said they look fine. It was really funny because when they took their temperature, they both had the same reaction, was where she put the thermometer in, and they were like facing me, and then they just turned around to look at her, and they just like glared at her, and she's like, "I'm so sorry about this." It's like, I know. She said, "I'm really sorry." She's talking to the cats. She's like, "I'm really sorry, but they've not invented a different way to do this yet. I'm really sorry." Which I thought was funny. They remember how they love to wake people up by pushing their butts into faces. Luckily, they don't do that. The way that Brian wakes me up is he just will not leave me alone, and it's not his butt, it's he just wants to be pet. Who did that? Jetson? Thanks for the bits. Lauren's just saying that for herself. There's no bot. Lauren just... She just wanted to say that. She's quoting herself. But... everything looked good. Heart sounded good. Lungs sounded good. She said their coat is really nice. She said their teeth are really good. But that I should be brushing their teeth once a day, if I can. I trimmed their nails yesterday, and they did fine with that. Verkiel. A gift for the chickens for being brave at their butthole appointment. Thank you, Verkiel. That's very kind of you. 10 gifted subs. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. They did good, though. I also asked about Brian's acne on his chin. I always think, like... I don't know if it's just me, or if it's because I am interacting with British people, but I'm like, do I talk too much when I'm interacting with people? Because I'm, like, talking to her, and I'm like... Do you not... Am I don't know. Yapping? I'm yapping? So I was talking to her, and I was like, oh yeah, I wanted to ask about, Brian's acne on his chin. And, I was like, they have metal bowls now, and so that's helped a lot, because before, when they were eating out of ceramic bowls, Brian had a lot of acne on his chin. Twitch connection has expired. Log out and into Streamlabs to Twitch. Maybe it's me. I'll do that afterwards, because I'll die if I have to do that now. But it's not a big deal either. And I was telling her this, and then I was like... You know, when he eats, he's really, messy. And he, like, dribbles everywhere. And he'll, like, look at me, like, halfway through eating, and he's got, like, kibble, like, in his beard. Like it's Christmas ornaments or something. And then, after he's done eating, he has to, like, get the kibble out of his beard. And sometimes he doesn't find it, and I'll go to pet him, and he's got a kibble stuck in there. Because their kibble is, like, really small, the stuff that they eat. But she's like, well, you can just wash his chin if you want. After he's done, just help him out. I'm, like, telling her all these things about him, and I'm like, am I talking too much? Am I a crazy cat lady? I think potentially both. Hello, Jamalkeep. He was saving it for later. He might have been. He might have been. Sand on the cat has a heart murmur, but it's not been an issue so far. He's 16. Lots of Maine Coon have one, apparently. That's what she was... When she was talking, she was like... Oh, she's like, oh, their hearts sound good. No heart murmur yet, or something like that. As if, like, you know, it's kind of like a common thing anyways. I don't know. Pets are crazy pet people, too. I could understand that. She was so nice to them. She was, like, you know, holding them and telling them how good they were doing and stuff. Gilgamesh did a pretty good job. He was being shy. Brian just kind of was like, whatever. But they complained the whole way to the vet. And the whole way, they don't like being in the car. They're very inside, they're very indoor cats. Which I'm like, I feel like if I wanted to let them outside, I don't think they could do it. Because they're too dumb. And I don't know if I've, sheltered them to where they're afraid of things like car noises and stuff. But they were not liking it. They ain't got street smarts, but I think because they're supposed to be part ragdoll as well. And ragdoll cats are not supposed to go outside because dumb. You've opened the door for Frida and she's just like, nope. I took them out on my balcony yesterday. So I've got some bird seed out there because I'm hoping that some birds show up so that they have them to look at. But I took them out while I was out there and I put them on my little table that I have on the balcony, and I was just like holding them still while they were stood on the table, and I was like, bro, do not move, I'm freaking out. And they were interested, but I know I call it their TV. When I open the back door, I say, do you want your TV on? And it's just me opening the back door so that they can have fresh air. Good boys, though.